Oak once again sounds like someone's ripping a fucking phone book in half.
You know what the thing was? Is I was really like, okay, let me try to think, what does Bob Dylan sound like? And I'm like, all right, I'm really going to try to, I'm not just going to make a noise, I'm really going to try to do Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And it was even worse.
Oak, you used to do it, though. What happened to you?
Thinking about it too much.
I think maybe now you're like onto me. I don't.
No.
I'm definitely not doing anything else.
You used to do it really well, and now it's just like.
I think your main mistake is actually basing it on the actual Bob Dylan. What you need to base the sound upon is the sound of Byram and I and you make an impression of Bob Dylan. So it's like a bad impression of Bob Dylan.
Try it with us, okay?
Oh my god, it always goes so hair metal. I don't know what it is.
It does sound hair metal. What's his Hedwig and the Angry Inch?
I don't know. That's the only sound I know how to make.
Yeah. Oak's been listening to the same metal albums for 32 years.
I haven't changed anything about my wardrobe or my music collection since '94.
That's accurate. Except for your plastic rope belts. That's not, you don't do that anymore.
No, I have real belts, actually, because when we moved into this house, there was like 20 belts like in the hall closet. So I started wearing them.
Are they a dead man's belts?
Perhaps.
Or maybe just the person that lived there before. I don't know.
Like,
they don't need to be dead.
People who hung themselves with belts and they memorialized them by like leaving the belts in the hall closet.
Yeah, the paramedics always take the body down and then put the belt back in the closet afterwards.
It's traditional.
It's traditional. That's what happens when somebody hangs himself with a belt.
Mm-hmm.
Getting off on a really positive subject matter this morning, folks.
So, moving on from the subject of suicide. Bean, how's the transition to Brooklyn going?
It's good. I think I'm still in a honeymoon phase because I'm really happy. So I don't, it's weird. But
it hasn't become like oppressively hot and stinky yet.
No, exactly. I have walked through a couple of like street corners that definitely smell of like. I've decided it smells like a vegan who was a vegan for like 20 years but recently started dabbling in cannibalism and like what their farts would smell like the next day. So it's like a vegan's cannibalism farts.
Well, I'm hungry now.
I know.
That's work.
Aren't we all? But yeah, it's going well. I have only done 2 comedy things, but I like have had some consultative phone calls with comedy people, which is cool, and I have a job. So, but I'm kind of considering maybe switching jobs. I have another interview today. So.
You've been in New York for 7 hours and you're already switching jobs.
So New York though, right? You constantly have to be like, what's next? I have to like work a lot. So.
Also, New York for those of you listening and not watching on YouTube, Liz, are you sporting dreads?
I think it's coming to that. My hair is naturally forming itself into ropes. I'm just becoming that like crazy woman on the train that has one huge dreadlock and there's nothing you can do about it.
And like,
well, I mean, there's lots of things I could potentially do about it, but I choose not to. You know, like showering and like brushing my hair. I'm doing air quotes for the listeners at home.
You're one knitted parakeet in your hair away from being Rasta.
That's true.
I don't know what the fuck I just said.
I don't know what that was.
I'm not sure how to get a knitted parakeet, but we do have a crocheted pig that you could use.
It's a lamb.
It's fucking pink and it's got small ears and a snout. It's a goddamn pig. It's a pig.
So Leah has this really funny stuffed animal, and it's like a homemade crocheted pink 4-legged creature with a short tail and a sort of ambiguous face.
There's no way you could look at it and not be like, wow, what a cute pig.
If you wanted it to look like a lamb, why did you make it pink, you fucking idiot?
Shut the fuck up.
Seriously, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, nice old lady who crochets fucking big lambs.
You fucking dick
Shut the
bitch.
Fuck up, you
I don't actually remember.
There's a special place in hell for people who knit lambs and make them look like pigs.
Boy, this pod has gotten off to a really hostile start.
It really
I'm sorry,
has.
I am so hungover and tired right now. So.
Well, then I think that this is a good opportunity to continue our series on heinous smells of New York.
Ooh, yes. I love that series.
For your consideration, I would like to file the roasted nut guy who lets his nuts fucking burn.
Yeah.
How infuriating is that?
Yeah, dude, you have one job. All you do all day long is sit there roasting nuts. How are you letting them burn?
Stinks so bad for such a fucking far distance.
Oh my god.
I can barely speak because my salivary glands are working overtime right now.
Yeah, burnt nuts and vegan cannibal farts. You know, I walked into a CVS in Brooklyn yesterday, and the entire CVS smelled of rancid farts. And I couldn't even figure. It couldn't have been one person. It was a big CVS. There's no way one person could have made this entire CVS smell. But I'm trying to think what other, like, they don't have any, like, real food stuffs.
The smell was following you from aisle to aisle?
No, Oak. That's not funny. It wasn't me.
Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys, the reason I was so MIA yesterday was because I fell asleep at a CVS in Brooklyn.
Why did you call me? I was also asleep at a CVS in Brooklyn. I get it. Yeah.
I tried reaching for one of those giant barrels of cheese puffs, and I fell over, and I just laid where I fell.
For those of the listeners who aren't watching the video, Byram's hurting for certain. He just gave the big hungover guy stretch.
Yeah.
I'm barely alive right now. You have no idea.
When I'm really hungover, I don't stretch because I'm scared I'm gonna like break myself. I don't stretch. I don't yawn. I don't do anything like in any way. Stretching would be way too intense. I would scared one of my arms would fall off or something.
You know,
I'm afraid I released more alcohol into my blood system.
I would say that being hungover at 8:15 in the morning is actually a good sign.
Yeah.
Because if you were in trouble, you'd be
still be
fucking
drunk.
wasted.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be super like in a great mood, like fired up, like I'm invincible. I can't be defeated by drinking.
Yeah. Dude,
8:15 is like prime, like let's rock time.
Liz Hall sitting in a pantsuit at her desk at the ladders at 7:30 in the morning, banging out emails. That was always a very drunk activity for me.
Oh god.
Eating like dried figs or
Yes,
something.
I'm great. I'll just have water and black coffee. I'm business Barbie today, and then 2 hours later, I'm asleep on the bathroom floor.
Last night, yesterday we had like a giant summit, like our annual thing, and when it was over, they had a happy hour. So I started there, and then they were like, "Oh, let's go to a bar for dinner," like a big group of us. So we drank some more, and then I was like, I'm going to be responsible, because I had gone out late the night before. I said, I'm going to go home and whatever. So it was like 8 o'clock. This guy from my UCB class was like, oh, I'm going to go check out a show in UCB East. Do you want to come? I'm going to do standby. Because if you're a student, you could do standby and get in with your card.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, all right. I was like, at least that's productive, right? So I'll just go there and check out the show, and then that'll be over at 10, and I'll go home. My coworkers texted me at 10 o'clock. They're like, we're doing karaoke in St. Mark's. So I was like, fuck, it's on the way home. I gotta go.
You had to.
I didn't even sing. I just, ugh.
Karaoke, the idea of karaoke makes me feel hungover.
Yeah. No one, I mean, like, the thing about karaoke is that, like, you're in a room with no windows, so no one ever does it. Does anyone do daytime karaoke?
I think I did it
like
in Japan once.
That's like a power move. That's like the strip club lunch buffet.
Yeah.
Like you're all in.
12:30 karaoke room, please.
Isn't that just called American Idol?
Yeah.
I find karaoke places. I think 1 in 3 times I've been to karaoke, they've attempted to defraud us on the bill. I think that's like part of the business. Is you like mark up the bill like 50%, and then like the confused drunks who are trying to like pay it, just whatever. They just collect money from everybody. And,
well, think about, especially in New York, how many of their clients are there like in business settings, so they're going to expense it anyway. You know.
That's true. That's actually kind of a good racket, because like, what's a less sympathetic demographic than confused drunk people, business people?
Yeah.
Who cares about any of those people?
They're like, this isn't my money, so I'm going to just fucking do whatever I want.
Yeah, exactly. I think I want to start doing karaoke more, though, because I think that's one of the things I need to work on in my comedy is, like, passionate performance. So I want to like start passionately performing like Aerosmith songs at karaoke, and then hopefully carry that into my stand-up comedy routine. Because we need to be comedy buddies in New York, because apparently you have to like go and go to all the shows and meet all the people, and like this is how we're gonna get famous. And so I need you to do it with me because I'm too scared to do it by myself.
Yes, we're doing it on the 21st.
Yeah.
Liz will be doing Gotham Comedy Club.
Are you also doing comedy that night, or is it just me?
I don't know. I wanna do it because you're gonna be there, and I would feel more comfortable with you there. I just don't trust myself to prepare anything.
You have 2 weeks.
I know, but I'm 32.
Literally.
For the past, I've gotten to know myself over the past 3 decades to know that it'll be literally 7 minutes before I go on there, and I'll be like, Liz, just tell me which ones you're not going to use. I'll use those.
That'll be fine. I think
Alright,
you
I'll do
should
it.
see this. You should do. I think you should do comedy with me.
Okay, I'll do it.
I think it would be good. And then I'll do karaoke with you sometime, or whatever it is you like to do. I don't know if it's.
Oh, I hate karaoke.
Oh. Okay.
Although I fucking kill it with Macy Gray's, I try. I've been told I sound exactly like her.
Unsurprising. So, Bizzle, you mentioned that this is a giant summit that you do every year. It's kind of your thing. But my confusing thing is that you've changed jobs like 3 times. Oh, what are you doing?
Raving.
No.
I'm having a rave.
So here's the thing. Are you sucking on a pacifier?
Literally
Yes,
sucking on
I'm
a
having a
pacifier.
rave. I'm rolling on ecstasy. Leah's taking a nap. It's 8:15 in the suburbs.
How come you don't have barrettes in your hair?
Wait.
My hair's not long enough.
Okay, we'll talk about the summit, and then we're going to talk about Leah's pacifier situation. All right, go. We have a list of topics.
Well, the company that I joined in February, this is their 2nd annual summit. So when I say we do this every year, meaning like my company does every year.
Oh, that's
But-
like when I'm like, I went to yoga a bunch of times this week, and it's once.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But the company that I left to join this one, that was the longest sentence I've ever said in my life. The previous company, I was there for 2 years, and we did an annual summit, and I hosted both years.
Oh, right.
So it's the same topic. It's content marketing, so it's kind of the same shit.
Oh,
But I was hired to do like stand up to open up the show and then do transitions in between people.
cool.
And it went really well. As a matter of fact, so I was up there and there were like random people from the industry in the audience, and I was like, fuck it. I warned my company yesterday. I was like, you guys asked me to do this, and I'm not going to use a filter. Like, I'm going to say whatever I want, and it's going to be offensive and shit like that. And they were like, it's totally fine. And I was pretty ridiculous in my humor. And then our head of marketing came up to me and he goes, oh, in the audience, someone asked me who you were and if we hired you. And I said, no, he works here. And he goes, he's great. And he goes, the guy was an executive at College Humor.
Oh,
I know. So I was like, who do I have to fuck?
right.
Let's start this.
That's
So-
awesome.
So, like everything else in my life, it will not materialize, and I'll still be here tomorrow eating a bagel, cream cheese, and lox.
Well, you gotta like do more work, I think, in order to make it materialize.
I know, but like, I'm so
So
tired.
like, I know, but find out who that guy was and like stalk him or something.
His name is Shane, supposedly.
I would find him.
There can't be that many Shanes. I've never met one, so there's got to be. I think there's like 3 Shanes in the world.
I think a drone just landed outside of Oak's house.
There's some kind of small engine operating outside of my house.
Weird. Are they
It is
mowing your
long.
lawn again? Oak's lawn is so unkempt that his neighbors mow it for him.
No, they come in. Like my landlord hired a company to like clean up in the spring and fall, but they've also taken it upon themselves to mow the lawn. But I mow the lawn like every week, so they come and like mow it after me or something.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna go see what's going on.
Okay.
Be right back.
Ooh. Yeah, I think you should find this College Humor dude.
Yeah.
For me, this is all selfish. I'm gonna start yelling at you about this stuff just because I need to ride your coattails in order to into fame. So I think
That's how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to like sometimes you meet people not for yourself, but to pass to your friends.
right. Correct.
It's like that whole like saying like people are in your life for a reason or a season.
No. Oh.
Yo, I'm dropping mad knowledge bombs on this podcast today. I'm so glad I woke up to do this. You know what's funny? I was gonna sleep in today and come to work at around like 2. Because there's no like, it's either really early or really late. I can't get to work on time.
Right.
So I woke up today. The alarm went off at 5:45 as per usual, even though I got home at like 2:45.
Oh.
And I was like, I'll stay in today and then just like head to work around lunchtime. But then I remembered we were potting. And I was like, oh. I also wanted a bagel with lox.
I want a bagel. I think I'm going to have a bagel for breakfast today.
When was the last time you ate a bagel?
It's been like weeks.
Really?
Probably, yeah, a really long time. I have a smoothie for breakfast every morning.
Yeah, I gave up bagels for a while. And then like the past couple weeks, I've just been crushing them.
Yeah. I think a bagel every once in a while is probably fine.
Yeah, but I've had them daily.
But that's okay, because you are looking very svelte and fit.
Not like this.
Well, your hair, I don't know what's going on. I mean, your hair looks a little weird today.
I think I gained it this morning.
Very, like, rectangle-y.
I had fried green tomatoes and so much vodka last night.
Sorry, guys. It was the dudes that clean out the gutters. Apparently, they didn't see the on-air light. So
what the fuck? We are filming here.
It's fucking amateurs. I'm just.
Cracks and heads.
Did you not? Hey, did you not put the ordinance law thing on your front door, being like we're filming today?
Yeah, we're filming it here.
The mayor's permit that they can't park or they can't gutter clean.
You know, I gave the guy a good talking to. You know, I let him know. I mean, for some reason, he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't know about podcasts.
Was your first day?
Fell off the boat or something.
Right, exactly.
So I was like, "This is America. We do a fucking podcast called Coming in Sideways. This shit is fucking crucial.
Right.
And you better turn off your fucking power washer or whatever the fuck you got."
Right.
And he was like.
You're like if you're gonna power wash, can you not do it outside the window where I'm potting? The room where my daughter's sleeping is on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, try that side of the house right now.
Leah will be less forgiving for sure.
Leah is a tyrant. So
She's a tyrant.
Is having a situation. So picture, if you will, listeners at home, a tiny baby with a beautiful face and a bald head. And like a very light ginger-colored fuzz on her head. And then picture this tiny, adorable baby storming around her daycare, stealing people's pacifiers.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Walking up and...
She just, like, rolls up on smaller babies and rips their pacifiers out of their mouth. Like this. Like this. Just yanks it and fucking takes off with it. So... We don't really get her a pacifier at home unless she's like either she's on, like daddy's on a meeting and she has to sit on my lap, which happens sometimes, or she's really flipping out. But at daycare they have to give her one because otherwise she's gonna jack up some like 3-month-old for their pacifier.
She's such a criminal that they have to give her the thing that she steals in order to prevent her from stealing it. And you know why this all started happening? Because it was a really fun, cute game that she and Daddy played.
Yes,
Daddy taught her
teach her
to
how to
steal.
steal
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it all comes from your parents.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of that 80s commercial where the dad's like, "Where'd you get this? Where'd you get this?" I learned from watching you.
That's exactly it.
listen,
That's exactly what you're doing.
Leah's got to know it's a brutal world out there, so you got to get yours.
Yeah. Just because
Some
you're
baby's
wearing
got
a
a binky
really...
you want.
Yep. Just because you have tiny feet and you don't have any hair yet and you're wearing a really cute little outfit doesn't mean you can't steal motherfuckers and pacifiers.
That's why they call her Five Tooth.
Yeah, Leah Five Tooth. Nobody knows what that Six Tooth is. Hasn't made an appearance. Did I tell you that Mom and I are going to write a children's book about Six Tooth?
No, are you?
Leah's Six Tooth. It's all going to be like from the perspective, like the Six Tooth is like on its way to Leah's mouth, but then it encounters all these like adventures and misadventures until it's like adventures in babysitting, but for like a tooth.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, don't give away your $1 million ideas on this podcast. One of our thousands of listeners will steal it.
I suspect Mary Hall is like listening. She's like around the outskirts, like starting to make her way into the podcast world. So maybe she'll. I don't think she'll probably be mad that I gave that story away, but
She'll be on the pod one day.
She will be.
Hey, what are the odds that you step out of your room right now and Jen fell asleep outside your door the same way kids wait for Santa? She's waiting for this podcast.
Pretty
She fell
huge.
asleep.
Pretty huge.
Nice potting in there.
I guess I'll tell a story anecdote because now I have many of them. Actually, I haven't seen her. I've seen her like twice since I moved here. But anyway, last night I got home and I only had the key to the bottom lock and the deadbolt was unlocked. So I called Jen, and she comes tra-la-laing to the door and she was like, "Oh, I'm glad you're home. I just settled in with a nice crossword puzzle." Jen has invented a crossword puzzle at midnight.
Oh my
Jen, just
god.
go to sleep.
Oh my god.
So funny.
I never have the desire to do a crossword puzzle, let alone on fucking.
I love a good crossword puzzle, but definitely not at like 12 midnight on a Wednesday. Seems.
The only crossword puzzles I've ever done are the ones in like People magazine or like Inquirer, like the really easy one.
Yeah.
Where it's like, name this actress who was on Sisters in the early 90s, and I'm like, it's always Susie Kurtz.
It's
Always.
always
It's
Susie
never
Kurtz.
gonna not be Susie Kurtz.
It's like, name this director that directed Moulin Rouge with the first letter B and the second letter Z, and the middle letter is the first letter of the alphabet.
I would never get that.
That's my name.
Baz Luhrmann. That's what.
Wow.
Maybe I should be writing crossword puzzles. Apparently, that was a stumper.
That was
That was
a
a really long clue, though.
It was
we only
really
have
like-
one. We only have one puzzle.
Yeah, so I have that comedy show on the 21st, and then I actually have a comedy show in Boston on the 18th as well. So I'll be going down to Boston for a couple days on the 18th and then back on the 21st.
Damn.
Yep. And then
nice.
hopefully hoping to book stuff in between then. Yeah, so I spoke to a wonderful comedian, Julian. I don't actually remember, or actually know how to pronounce his last name properly, so I'm not going to, but he's a hilarious guy, and he gave me some pointers about how to like break into the comedy scene in New York. And much to my chagrin, it turns out it's a lot of fucking social networking, which...
Oh, that's all it is.
You know what sucks is that's like everything.
Oh, why can't I... Is there no vocation which is like bettered by being antisocial? Nothing.
You could be a professional video gamer. That's a
But
thing.
I suck at video games.
You could be internet troll.
I'm good at that.
I don't know how you monetize
I
that.
don't know how to monetize that. That's the other thing. I would still always have to be a waitress.
But
I'd
even
be like,
that, you have to
yeah,
social-
no, I'm just working to make money to support my internet troll career. It's not going to pay me any money quite yet, but I know one day it will.
I'm not a waitress. I'm an internet troll
I'm an internet troll.
to pay the
But
rent.
you gotta law of attraction. Say what you want to be. I'm an internet troll.
I just imagine. You know what? We should have like you know how they have those websites for modeling agencies. We should have one for internet trolls. You have some like headshots and like some shots of you like rolling around on the beach or something, and then you like put up your interests. Like
Yes. And then I want to be an internet troll agent and just walk around to like local malls and handing out the business card and be like, listen, I think you'd be a great internet troll. Call me.
I can tell just by looking at you that you're a total fucking idiot.
You're a
You
total
would just
idiot.
say any stupid thing that came to your head.
Right. You love clickbait and you share wild,
Right.
ridiculous
You're
opinions
super
about
mad at stuff all the time.
it all the time, even if it's imaginary.
And you have no thoughts for what the consequences of the things you say might be in the future.
Right.
I think that you would be a perfect internet troll.
Yeah.
So why don't you send me some headshots? And,
Yeah, have your agent contact me. What, you don't have an internet troll agent?
oh, wow.
Wow.
Here's my card.
Yeah,
I like it. It's a business idea.
it's a business
Yeah,
idea.
you're giving away
Yeah.
fucking gold nuggets on this podcast.
But
Your
that's
book is
how-
gonna get stolen, and so is your internet troll business.
You got to
Yeah.
give the people, you got to give things away for free. You know what I mean? Can't just hoard all the ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Because
You
I
should
mean,
start a website
that
for
was
free
like-
internet troll jobs,
oh,
and then
or what
charge-
about 100K plus internet troll jobs.
Yeah,
that
they'll
I think
charge
are
them.
hard.
Well,
Yeah.
like you said before, you have to have a secondary income. So your
Yes.
second job has to be $100K. You already have to come with that. We can get you a free internet troll job for $30 a month.
That's true. And we'll send out an internet newsletter.
Internet newsletter.
You guys, last night I was coming home on the train from work, and you guys were, you might this be far in your rearview mirror, but Bizzle, when you take the subway, do you ever see the trash train coming by?
So I hadn't seen it in years.
That's
and
a
you're-
late night
you're-
jag kind of thing.
Yeah.
It comes through the 7th Street F stop at midnight, and it's like really weird because I've always perceived it as something that happens at like 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm coming home from the jag, and it's only there to scare me.
It's like a
It's
ghost train full of
Yeah,
bodies.
exactly. And it's like, you've been bad today. This is the scary train.
Right. You have to get shoveled into the garbage.
Exactly. If you don't stop drinking 36 margaritas after work every day.
All aboard for
All
hell.
aboard the death train.
Right.
It's definitely one of those things where you gotta peek at the conductor and it's Freddy Krueger. It's never.
Always. Every
it's
single
ne-
time.
It's the most jarring thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Freddy Krueger or Angela Merkel. I'm like, aren't you busy?
Angela Merkel.
Angela, aren't you busy with your job?
Oh hey Angela.
Angela.
You get like really scared and then you just see her ripping butts out the conductor.
Yeah.
What's this,
I'm like,
Ange?
"Oof, you Ange Merk. What up?
Oh, I met so at Jen's birthday on Saturday, I met a girl who is like your spirit animal.
What's her name?
She's from Jamaica Plains. She knows who you
Oh,
are.
Emily Williams?
Yeah.
That's Slim Dragon.
She's like talking like Blake Lively in the town, and then her and Jen were just doing banter, and I was like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like Liz Hall. And she
Imagine,
goes,
like, usually it's just the three of us, like, going on and on in that Boston accent. It's never going to be me, your brother, your father up there. It's never going to be it there. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck your mother. Fuck your father. Fuck your brother.
I didn't even know she knew you, but you
Yes.
guys are like sisters.
Yes, that's Slim Dragon. I gave her that nickname.
I love
When
her.
she gets mad, she goes out into the woods and she fells trees with her sage. Yeah. So shout out to listener Emily Williams. Also, shout out to listener Lindsay Mannering. She's my amazing next door neighbor who secretly and stealthily listens to this pod. She
Yeah.
might actually be listening to me speak right now through the wall of our bedroom. Hi, Lindsay.
She's definitely doing a split in her room listening.
Totally.
I fully support listening to this podcast through the wall, but
Yeah.
also you should download us and leave us a review on iTunes.
Yes, exactly. Please.
Or you can
what's-
still listen through the wall. You just have to download us. You don't have to
Yeah,
listen.
yeah, exactly. You don't have to. Yeah,
Because the advertisers want to see the download numbers.
exactly.
What's our download number now? Is it in the quadruple digits yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, while I'm looking that up, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Space Aliens.
Oh, Space Aliens. Thanks, Space Aliens, for your continued support.
We really thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts.
Space aliens are the best aliens of all the aliens. Now
I'll
in
see you
diet,
at the next rave.
now in diet.
We really like you.
In
Thanks.
diet and sugar free. When I need a space alien, I reach for space aliens.
I'm drinking a space alien right now. So good. Mm. So refreshing, space aliens. Thanks.
You know when you're just not feeling so fresh and you need something to give you a pep in your step? Space aliens.
I was hurt. I needed a lawyer. I called space aliens and I'm rich now. Thanks, space aliens.
Thanks, space aliens.
It was so hot, and I walked into my Paris apartment, and everything was melting, except for the space alien that I caught before I fell out of my window. That's a Perrier commercial.
Oh, really? I was like, did everyone else eat mescaline today?
I'm so tired.
Oh,
I'm dying.
raving with a pacifier. My hair is arranging itself into ropes.
I'm literally probably gonna die on this podcast. There's gonna be the fucking headline on the Daily News or New York Post. Actually, Daily News would never publish my death.
So I was about to say you should, for more information, go to spacealiens.com, but that it looks like spacealiens.com is owned by a restaurant in Minnesota.
Cool.
Of course.
There's a restaurant in
They
Minnesota
fucking own
called Space
everything.
Aliens? Yeah.
Space
There's a
Aliens
fucking-
Bar and Grill.
You know, there's some company that makes women's lingerie that's named Byram, and they have the Facebook page Byram. I'm like, of course. Like, what other fucking product would have my name on it besides fucking fat women lingerie?
Liz Hall is a crappy jewelry designer.
Oakley
Yeah,
Hall
but
is
that's
a
your
freaking
page.
hotel in England.
Elizabeth Hall is also a dorm at Rollins College, where I lived for a year. I thought that would be funny. Yeah, that would be really.
I threw up in Liz Hall last night. Yeah, me too.
Who didn't? Who fucking didn't?
You would.
Never gonna be me, your mother, your father, your brother living up there in the hill over in Charlestown. So stupid.
Space aliens. Thing.
No. Ah! Oh, you know how scared I am of space
What the
aliens.
fuck is that? Is that an alien Dracula? What is that?
For the viewer at
It's
home,
for
Oak
nice
has been
alien
abducted
birthday
by
parties.
Space aliens. Oh, we should get that for Leah.
Oh, she would never recover.
She would love it. She'd keep trying to make her fingers look like 3 fingers, just like the space alien.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
I miss
Have a
Leah.
birthday party there.
I know. Space aliens. Bizzle, let's meet for lunch today.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm like ready to go for lunch right now.
Okay, good.
I'm so hurt.
Let's do picks of the week. That was bold because I don't have one.
I have one. I'm
Okay,
actually look at
I
who's
know.
prepared over here.
Yeah, and you need 2 weeks to prepare for a comedy show.
So on Sunday, I decided that for my commute to class, I would start reading funny books to kind of get me in the mood. So I don't know if I read it because I have the worst memory, but I have a bunch of David Sedaris books. I know I read Naked, but I didn't know if I read Dress Your Family in Denim and Corduroy. So I started reading that on the commute to class. And I forgot why I was telling this story. Oh, we're doing picks of the week. I swear to God, I'll be better next week whenever we podcast next. Space Aliens. Anyway, the book is really good. I'm about like 4 chapters in, and it's super funny. He writes about how crazy his family is. There was one story that reminded me of you, Liz, where the mom, there was like a snow day and school was canceled, so the kids were staying home, and he goes, that's when I realized that my mom had this like private life, because she was so mad that we were at home and it was like ruining her schedule, that she would like force us to go out and play for hours. Like she'd lock us out of the house. And so they convinced their little sister to get hit by a car to get their mom in trouble. They were like, just lay down on the side of the road.
Definitely
She was
something
right
Oak and
there.
I would have done.
Yeah. And they're like, this way, when they take her to the hospital, they're like, yeah, because our mom left us out. She wouldn't let us in the house. So one of the neighbors saw what was happening, called the mom. The mom comes out, and she's wearing like shorts and like clogs or something like that, or like loafers. And she comes and gets the kids. She goes, what the hell are you kids doing? Come back in or whatever. And one of the sisters goes, are you wearing loafers in the snow? And she goes, I was wearing them, but I lost one back there, so now you guys have to help me find it. And so we had to take our hat off and make like a makeshift shoe for our mom while we looked for her loafer. And yeah, I don't know why I told that story, but anyway, it's a good book.
It's a good story. I'm gonna actually piggyback on that Sedaris theme because my pick of the week is Amy Sedaris as a person, but also her Instagram feed is superb. And it's I am Amy Sedaris.
I'm
And
gonna check it out right now.
Amy Sedaris, friend of the pod. One day I'm gonna meet you and we're gonna be friends, and I'm positive that that's gonna happen. I didn't mean to make that sound so threatening because
Wait, I
it's
am
gonna be-
Amy Sedaris?
I think it's maybe just Amy Sedaris. I think it's I am Amy Sedaris. I don't know.
Oh, I'm Amy Sedaris.
Yeah. It makes me wonder why she didn't just pick Amy Sedaris, because I don't think there's any other Amy Sedarises. Maybe there are.
is she's got a fucking great Instagram. She has a picture of pink lemonade and it just says pink lemonade.
Well,
so
informative.
good.
The last two posts are not up to par, and the one of SJP I don't like either. But what about the one with the chimp? Whatever, I don't care. I stand by it. I love Amy Sedaris.
That chimp is me today. Look at this
Yes.
picture, and this is all I've been doing.
That's
Look
true.
at this. Look at this side-by-side comparison of this chimp and I. Everyone tune into YouTube to see this.
That's true. What about these delicious shoes? They're just ropes.
What about this delicious Yammer Yagers?
What about? Oh yeah.
There you guys, friend of the pod, media executive Jeff Raghavan. He's a consultant at my company. He found out that I do a podcast with you guys, and he was like, "Oh, add it to my phone." Like, I downloaded podcasts, but I never listened to them, and I'll start with yours. So I went to the podcast app on his iPhone, and I downloaded all 60 of our podcast episodes. So he was at the event yesterday, and he goes, "Oh, I went to go take a video on my phone, and I had no memory. And then I looked at my phone, and I had 1.8 gigs of podcast." I was
Why
like,
did you use the old ones? Or
I
last
just went-
week?
I just went down the list and just hit download for all of them that appear. And but I was like, don't bother listening to the old ones. Just listen. Actually, don't listen to the new ones. We had a few really great ones.
Yeah, there were there's been 4 really good ones, but we don't know which ones they are.
Of course, we didn't fucking put any post-its on them to say,
No,
hey, this is
there's
good.
been a hot 40 minutes of this podcast. Which
I also must confess I don't compress the audio files before I put them up. I should do it.
What?
Sorry.
Whoops.
70 megabytes.
anybody's assuming that this shit's gonna get downloaded to some marketing executive's phone. What?
All right. So I have a pick and a tip.
Yes.
So my pick of the week is the Netflix series Daredevil. I started watching a couple episodes. Amy and I re-upped our subscription to Netflix so we could try to find a show that we would both like, which is few and far between. So it looks cool so far. I used to read the comic book a little bit when I was a kid, and it seems like a good sort of representation. So we'll see how it goes, but the first 2 episodes are pretty good. My tip is regarding your compost pile. Now, I know you guys all have a compost pile at home, and I
I'm
know
making one right now.
that sometimes you put your kitchen scraps in your compost pile, right? And maybe your grass clippings and other things like that. And you find that after a couple of months, you have this, it's breaking down, but it smells like dog shit, and it's all slimy, and it's not what you expected compost to be like. The problem is your carbon to nitrogen ratio. You don't have enough carbon in your compost pile. So one trick to get your carbon up in your compost pile and make it that nice crumbly, wumbly dirt kind of stuff that you want is to take a paper shredder and shred those old brown Amazon boxes and put that in your compost.
I thought you were gonna say shred the dirt. I was like, wow.
That would be totally next level. No, just like brown, just brown cardboard boxes. Just shred them in a paper shredder and put them in your compost pile along with your kitchen scraps, and that'll make your compost.
Yeah, well, you know what's going to happen now? We're going to get all these angry emails about people fucking jamming their paper shredders with a giant cardboard box. Mine barely does 3 sheets of paper with a staple in it.
But if you rip obviously you have to break the box down into its component parts.
I wouldn't necessarily say obviously before that, because it's not obvious to most of us. Some of us think it might just be possible to shove the entire cardboard box inside.
No, you have to rip it into pieces that would fit into the paper shredder.
Okay. All right. Be more condescending about it, okay? Why don't you act like this is just common sense? So you can't
Waving
just
it around like an
entire-
angry chimp and screaming at it. I'm not.
Why isn't this working?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's a good crumbly kind of compost? If you put all that shit together, it becomes dirt?
So what compost is basically you get some microbes working on your kitchen scraps and yard refuse and stuff, and you kind of turn it over in a pile, and basically what happens is it breaks it down into the organic component of what good soil is. So it's like a good amendment, like you add it to your garden or put it on your lawn or whatever, and it has like a lot of the nutrients that plants need to grow, and it's free, and you just make it out of shit that you'd throw in the garbage.
But does the cardboard break down?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So the microbes that eat the cardboard, amongst other things.
How do you make cardboard? What's in cardboard?
It's paper. It's just paper. It's
Oh
like
my God.
it's basically it's like unprocessed paper.
Why did I wake up today?
Oh my god.
I don't know because
I've hit an all-time low. How do you make cardboard?
Byron, whatever you do at work today, you're just gonna have to undo tomorrow. So I would just fucking
Maybe go
just
home.
try to avoid making any decisions or taking any actions.
Yeah, I would agree. You'll have a really long lunch.
Look at that face. Look at that distress. Byram is the picture of distress right now.
It's true. Wait, what about when you got a bag of worms in the mail?
So the bag of worms, the worms were basically to put in the garden, and what they do is they eat through the soil and they aerate the soil, like they tunnel pathways through the soil so that it loosens up the soil for the roots to grow.
And
And
then
I
they
threw
like
a handful of them
process
into the compost to see if they would like party in the compost.
How's it
So
going?
far, I don't know. I turn the compost periodically. I haven't seen them in there, but I assume they're having a good
They
time.
also kind of like filter the dirt and make it nicer, don't they? Because they eat it and then it goes through their bodies and then they poop it out and then it's like nicer dirt. Is
Yes.
that true?
Well, it's called worm castings, which is
Oh,
so.
so cute.
Yeah. The next
Hey, that
time.
could be a subsidiary of our internet troll recruiting
Yeah,
business.
worm casting. If
Cast
you're news.
worms.
Wait,
news for worms.
Why don't we have a worm podcast?
Oh, that would be
What
genius.
this is? Have you heard anything I've said today? Literally.
Yeah, we really should have a worm informational podcast and just set some little worms up with little like headphones and little microphones. I love that idea.
If a worm had a stroke, it'd do a better job than I've done on this podcast.
This podcast is tantamount to worm casting for sure. This is what is left behind after a worm eats poop. After a vegan worm eats another worm and then farts.
Did we talk about we were talking about things that in the city that stink?
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys my opinion on how dried pee on the street smells like pretzels?
Yes.
You did
Okay.
mention that.
All right. It does.
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding trite, I will repeat my opinion that it smells like pretzels.
There's also a situation. My old roommate Verena had 2 dogs, and well, actually, I never lived with her. She was not my old roommate. She was in the house before I moved in. Anyway,
Her spirit.
yeah, her
still
spirit still haunts
lingers.
these halls. But the dogs peed a little bit every once in a while, and so Jen's experiencing. I think she might. She says she still smells the pee in the bedroom on the first floor, but I don't smell it at all. But I kind of think I want to start telling her that I do smell it to make her feel crazy. Shit, I just gave that whole plan away.
Totally gave it away.
Can't you just
Internal
imagine
monologue.
Jen sitting at her desk like jamming out to this podcast with like a sour straw hanging from her mouth and she's just like freezing?
Yeah.
How dare she betray me?
Betrayal.
Jen also does, when you walk places with Jen, she also stops and smells hydrants though, so you don't really know with her.
That's true. She does. She's like obsessed with the smell. Oakley, do you ever shut the fuck up?
No, the
Probably
only
shut the fuck up, Byram.
The only
Stop
shut the fuck
talking
up
to
I
this
could
podcast.
come up with was the fucking peanut vendors or the roasted nut vendors.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good shut the fuck up.
Unfortunately, life in the burbs has been not as frustrating as I would like lately. I need to move back to the city to get my hostility back up.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
how do
here
you
in
more
Brooklyn,
angry?
and I've been here for like a week and a half now, and I've been in like I was in a bad mood for like 1 minute last night, and that's the only bad mood I've been in since I've gotten here. I don't understand what's going on. It's a honeymoon period, I think.
So I suggest that we adjourn this pod and let Byron return to his day of composting.
I agree.
Someone shred some
Compost
fucking,
pits.
someone shred a fucking Amazon box and just lay it on me.
Lay it on me. I'll be sprinkling worms on you later.
What if I just crawl into a
Decomposing.
giant? What if I just crawl into a giant Amazon discarded box? Is anyone gonna find me? Will anyone care?
Is everyone else at work hungover too? That's the best.
No one's here yet. I'm the only asshole who like went out so hard last night got home later than everybody, and then I was here at fucking 7:15 in the morning eating a bagel.
You deserve a reward. I'm gonna go get a bagel. You keep talking about it. I'm gonna go get one.
I want to go get like something sweet. I want like a croissant or something.
Ooh. I see the inspiration light bulb. All right, y'all. I love you.
I love
Liz,
you
I know you're
guys.
gonna be in the city later.
Yeah, I will.
I'll just be sitting at my office with like curlers in my hair.
Byram,
Why
don't step on the
compost?
outro, dude.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love you guys. Bye.
Love you guys.